Hi, I'm Amy Schefer of Advocate Angel. This channel is about helping families who are in medically complicated situations find the best care for their loved ones or themselves. I've been through this with my child and helping other families who find themselves in this situation. Today I wanted to talk about natural time versus hospital time. Two totally different time zones. The question is, can you deeply bond with your family member in alternate circumstances? The answer is yes, you can. And it takes some creativity and a little chutzpah to figure it out and make the pieces work. So here are a couple of thoughts. I'll probably address this again in the future because it's a big part of our lives when we have medically complicated family members. Number one, if you spent any time in the hospital at all, you know that the natural bonding that occurs at home is entirely interrupted by people coming in and out of the room. In our child's case, professionals teaching students about the very unusual circumstance of this particular child, required measurements of body fluids and other things, data tracking at all times of the day or night, and discussions that supersede in a given moment whatever communication you were having with your family member. This is a particular facet of being hospitalized or recovering from surgery or being in the NICU that is it's like a different culture, a different world, and you're operating it often with less sleep yourself than you may normally get. So, what are a couple of hacks for surviving in this environment? And not only surviving, but thriving. Number one, just consider it like a time zone, like it's a different time, and relinquish control of the way that time flows in the time zone. You still are very much going to be in charge of the communications about your child, their treatment. You're going to be attentive to things and all that stuff. But if you get fixed on we're supposed to be discharged at X o'clock, you will burn out quickly. Of course, if there's something like you need pain medication for your family member and it's too slow in coming, then you go and attend to that. I'm not talking about the timing of medical needs. I'm talking about getting attached to things that are completely beyond everybody's control. You have to remember at times that the hospital staff has their target times they want to let you leave the hospital. But if there's an emergency or a complicated procedure that goes on longer than anybody knew or anything like that, that person's well-being takes priority and your discharge is not the most important thing. So I'm using discharge as one example. Just be aware that, if they say they're going to come out and get you in 10 minutes, never put any stock in any of that. Just live in your floating through time mode, have games to play, silly surveys in silly magazines to take that mean nothing. Just sort of try to be in floaty time as far as that, because there's no controlling it and there's nothing to do about it. And it's a good skill to develop. Number 2, buoyancy. Where does it come from when you're on hospital time? Seriously, our family had some really funny traditions that are simply silly. Like when we got a little frustrated beyond a certain point, we said the same 3 expletives followed by the same other 3 expletives. Not suggesting you have to do that, but I tell you, it saved our skin, my husband and I, in the first month in the NICU. Sometimes we were so frustrated, so overloaded, always so exhausted, so hurting, so hungry, so everything. And then you hear yet another thing, and we would just turn to each other and go, bleep, 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 plop, plop, plop. Repeat after me, bleep. And we would just say it until we burst out laughing, and then regain our composure and go on. Very good to have some kind of pressure release valve. Doesn't have to be expletives, like I said, but something. Other traditions we had were bringing silly items into the room when our loved one was convalescing or recovering. Really super heavy duty bubbles, and we blew them and they stuck to the hospital curtains, and they were bizarre and silly. Little ray guns, little squirt guns that then we would hide, like goofing around, playing games and having fun. That's it for now. I'll come back with more.